So they gave this like full pad type of thing. Okay, so before we get started, I'm editing the video and yeah, I don't know what that is. It's this thing. So the unboxing experience will not be as unboxive, I don't even know if that's a word, but as unboxive as it would be. But nonetheless, let's just get into it. Where I left off, which is at the specs. So here you go. I'm gonna quickly go over the specs. So this has a Snapdragon 835, 4GB of RAM, dual 12 megapixel cameras, and the main thing actually is up front. The 5.7 inch 2560 by 1312 Quad HD LCD display and an awkward 19 by 10 aspect ratio, which you don't really see, but it looks nice. So going over the rest of the phone, the bottom has a SIM card tray, USB-C port, and a speaker, and a microphone. And on the top, just an antenna line. Now on your right side, you have your awkwardly small power button and a volume down and volume up button. So that's that, they're all on one side, which I don't really like, but whatever. Now as I mentioned earlier, this has a 5.7 inch display, so it is quite a big display, but because there are nearly no bezels, and there's that notch, you can basically handle it with one hand, almost. As you can see, I can't do it with the last corner, but almost. So on the left, I have the Google Pixel 2 XL, which has an AMOLED display, which produces pitch blacks when there are blacks on the screen. And the Essential phone has an LCD display, which I mentioned earlier, which doesn't produce pitch blacks, it produces blue blacks, which makes no sense, but that's what it does. However, when you take this thing into sunlight in very bright lighting, against the brightest display in the world apparently, the Note 8, it handles pretty well because it's an LCD display, and LCDs tend to get bright, and this one definitely does. And lastly, that notch. It's definitely not as bad as the iPhone X, but it's still there. Sometimes I notice it, sometimes I don't. Sometimes the software actually hides it, which is actually really good, but it's still there. The two different things that Essential did for this phone is include a ceramic back, which definitely collects fingerprints, and titanium sides, which is very durable, both the ceramic back and titanium sides. But with that durability comes fingerprints, and when this phone gets fingerprinted, it does not look nice, just like any other glass phone. Okay guys, so the Essential phone is a good phone. I'm not saying that it's not a good phone, but with all the stuff that you just saw, it's definitely not the best phone. I would still prefer the Pixel 2 XL over the Essential phone, but that's just me. You can go with either or. But there are three factors that keep this device up there. So one of them is definitely the price. The price is definitely not cheap, but it's definitely cheaper than the top dogs, like I just said, the Pixel 2 or the Pixel 2 XL, and especially the iPhone X and the Samsung Galaxy S9 and S9 Plus. But yeah, this is definitely cheaper than all of those flagships. The second thing is the build quality. So instead of this being a regular glass, whatever reflections and fingerprints that it has, the same attributes, this is ceramic, and ceramic is definitely more resistant to scratching, and that definitely shows. I have scratches on my iPhone 8 Plus and my Galaxy Note 8, and they're sort of major, but this definitely does not have as many scratches. If anything, it has very minor, like those micro scratches. So ceramic back and titanium sides instead of aluminum. So that's really amazing. Titanium sides, you don't really see that much, but this has it, and that's pretty good. And this build quality definitely goes up to par with the iPhone X and all the new flagships this year. The third thing that I wanted to talk about if you want to buy this phone is definitely the display. The display is a modern 2017/2018 design. It has basically no bezels except this bottom one right here. I don't know why they have it, but they have it nonetheless. And that notch is definitely 2018. It's not new. They did it first before Apple, so they pulled an apple before Apple pulled an apple. If you want a modern design, then this display is definitely what you want. It's a almost bezel-less screen, like screen to body ratio, and yeah, it definitely looks good. It is LCD, so you're not gonna get those popping colors of an AMOLED display or a POLED display. But yeah, this is a really nice phone. And the three things: build quality, the price, and the display, the design rather, the newer modern design of 2018. So those three things, if you want those or even one of those, this is not gonna upset you. But if you're a camera enthusiast, a smartphone camera enthusiast, definitely don't go for this phone. This phone does not have the best camera. It does not have the worst camera, that's true, but definitely not the best. I'd still give that to the Pixel 2. But yeah, so if you're looking to buy a phone with a decent camera, then this is not the way to go. This has okay cameras, maybe sharing with family, it's okay, but if you want to take really high quality photos, definitely don't buy this phone. But anyways, if you like the video, if you like the Essential phone, if you like the video that I made on the Essential phone, please do give it a thumbs up. Let me know what you want to see next, again, in the comments down below. And yeah, so I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and I don't really know how to end these. How about right